Good morning, YouTubers. I just thought I would do a video on different metals that I collect and reasons for doing that. Right now, during the wild economic times that we're in, the crazy times that we're in, I pretty much have multiple different metals that I collect or hoard or whatever you want to call it. First, I would like to start out with gold. I have just a little bit of gold, and the reason for this is because it's quite expensive. A lot of people can't afford it. I'm not wealthy, so I don't buy a lot of gold, and if I do, I buy it in small denominations like 10th ounce, grams, stuff like that. That's the easiest way to afford it right now. It'd be difficult for me to come up with $1,400 to buy an ounce of gold. So I tend not to go that route for metals. I do keep a little bit. I'm a big advocate of silver when you can afford it. I would not recommend going much over 10 ounce denominations. That's what I have right here, is a 10 ounce bar. You start getting into 100 ounces or more. Again, it just becomes very difficult to afford for the average guy. It's getting up there. It's right there hovering around $30 an ounce. So I tend to buy 1 ounce rounds, which doesn't matter to me the maker. I have this one here is from Mexico, and this one is from America. You probably, if you collect silver, you've probably seen these. And then I will also do just denominations of silver money instead of just regular bullion, the old Kennedy halves. These are 40% silver. Got these for $4 a piece. You can probably still find them for that. They're a good deal. And then the other junk silver that I collect are quarters, dimes, some war nickels, I guess. Then I also keep all of my nickels, and this is something I recommend for people to do, is keep their nickels, because nickels are made up of 25% nickel and 75% copper. If you know anything about the prices of metals right now, copper is well over $4 a pound, and nickel is right around $11 a pound. So as metal prices climb, and they're going to climb, they're going to continue to climb, these coins are going to become worth more and more all the time. And they're guaranteed by the government to have 75% copper and 25% nickel. So they act just as good as bullion. They're just as good as silver. They're just as good as gold. They are currently worth close to 7 cents in melt value. So they cost more to create this. That probably cost closer to a dime to make a nickel right now for the U.S. Treasury. They're losing money on every nickel that they make. So pick them up, keep them, get them in your change, throw them in a jar. That's what I do. I separate them. I separate all my change. And another one that you've seen, I already did a video on this, is I keep all of my pre-82 pennies. This is all pre-82 pennies. I want to have several $100s of these before I'm through collecting, hoarding these, whatever. Same with the nickels. You can go down to the bank and buy boxes of these for $25. So you can get $25 of nickels. The teller's going to look at you like you're crazy, but it's a good way to store your money in metal, basically, to be a hedge against inflation, because that's what's going on. Same with the pennies. Now I have to actually go to the bank, buy $10 at a time or $20 at a time, and sort through them. And the way metal prices are, you may even want to keep your pennies that are made after 1982, because the zinc in the pennies is becoming more and more valuable also. It's a metal, it goes up in value too. It's running a little bit over $1 a pound. Once it starts hitting $2.50 a pound, those post 82 pennies, as we'll put it, will become worth more than a cent. Right now they're hovering around, the 95% copper pennies are just below 3 cents each. The zinc pennies are hovering right around 3/4 of a cent each in melt value. Even though it takes the Treasury more than a cent to create right now, it costs them almost, I think it's close to 2 pennies to create 1 penny. So, and again, it's a losing proposition for the Treasury. They're trying to decide what to do with the penny and the nickel. They might change it into a plastic cent, plastic nickel. They might get rid of it altogether. They might use some sort of other metal. Who knows? Right now, these are the metals that I collect, and the last metals that I collect are these. Ammunition. Ammunition has a tendency to go up when things get rough like they are right now. A couple years ago it was very difficult to get any sort of ammunition. Now it's kind of loosened up a little bit. But I invest in this. You never know. The guy might trade me some of this for some of this, or some of this, or some gold. Who knows? You know, you never know. So I keep ammunition on hand too. I also may need to use ammunition to protect this. So I give you a quick rundown on the metals that I collect.